Good afternoon, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 19th day of June, 2024. Happy Juneteenth to all of you. I hope you're safe and healthy today and your family safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are out here trying to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage for us, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help, rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of pornography, child pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, profiteers, and perverts that create the great demands for these heinous industries. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. What I want to talk about real quick today is the BS concerning OG Anunoby. First of all, there was initial BS last year that Toronto, Masai Ujiri wanted 4 first-round picks for him, which he wasn't going to get. Then when we got that deal done, now we're in free agency. Everybody's like, well, you're going to lose him and you lost RJ and IQ for nothing. Because there's a lot of haters that's what they do, hate. They can't think positively. They can't look positively. They can't help themselves. They just hateful, in some case idiotic as well. Then there's those that's like, oh, there was an article come out saying OG has the Knicks by the nuts or something. Stupid. Let's talk about what's really happening. Okay. Number one, let's have enough respect for Leon Rose and the Knicks organization to understand they would not trade for OG Anunoby unless they knew he was going to re-sign with them. Number one. Let's have enough respect for OG Anunoby to understand he knows basketball and he was part of a piece of a team that could go all the way. Number two. Number three, let me mention Kristaps Porzingis, now an NBA champion. I'm going to put in the description box a link to a video I did a year ago saying how Kristaps Porzingis was going to be available because Washington was going to start a rebuild. That they should start a rebuild because they need to start over. That the KP, Kuzma, Beal thing did not work. And so I was advocating for the Knicks to get him. A number of you hit me up saying that he's injury prone, which he is. My argument was if we get 50 to 60 games out of him, plus playoffs, he's a championship piece. And I'm going to put the link in the description box. Because that's what he did with Boston. He's a championship piece. You have to play him. And I'm not saying you have to do a Kawhi Leonard injury management thing, but you got to limit his minutes in terms of 30 minutes a game, 28, 30 minutes. Like I said with Chet Holmgren, same thing. And then you have to save him for the playoffs and limit his minutes there. Even there was a playoff game Boston had, he came off the bench. So you have to really, that's how you get the most out of a championship piece, which Kristaps Porzingis is. Let me say something else now. OG Anunoby is a championship piece, but he also is injury prone. Okay, he is. But if you can get, like for example, he's a 7-year in his career. He's played 7 seasons. He's played a total of 418 games in 7 seasons. That's an average of about 60 games per season. That's about what you're going to get from OG Anunoby. Now, the reason he is so-called testing the market is because there's not a team out there, not of the 30 NBA teams, especially not of the top 8, which the Knicks are, that are going to give you a guaranteed $140 million with no clauses, nothing. Because everybody knows he's worth 60 games a season. So everybody's going to tie his contract to at least 65 games. He doesn't like that. He's going to re-sign with the Knicks because that's what the Don is probably offering him. And he wants to see what others would offer him. Okay? Now, this is a serious game. It ain't monopoly money. So Philly or Oklahoma City or any other team that has the cap space are not going to just offer him this money and say, okay, we dare the Knicks to beat us because we'll take them. Everybody that offers OG Anunoby any money is going to be on the hook to pay him that money if he signs the contract. So everybody's got to be careful because everybody is pinching their pennies right now. Oklahoma City has money. That don't mean it's burning a hole in their pocket. Sam Presti ain't stupid. Neither is the Orlando Magic owners. Okay, they're not going to just throw. And if somebody like Detroit, say, that has a lot of cap space, wanted to offer him $160 million, you think he's going to go to Detroit? That's what I'm saying. So now you know, if you're OG, what your market is. As I've been saying, it's $140 million over 4 seasons. That's his market. Even as injury prone as he is, he really, if he wasn't injury prone, if he could play 70 games, if he was like as solid as Juju has been in his career, he'd probably be worth over $200 million. But that's not reality. He's 60 games a season. That's him. Okay? We accept that because with that, we can win 55 games, and with that, we can get a chip. So Tom Thibodeau understands that. So he is going to also be watching Obi very carefully. So what OG, I say Obi, I mean OG. What OG is going to do and what he is doing is he wants to see what other teams think of his value. Smart move. So if somebody said, well, I think you're worth 145. Then he can come back to the Knicks and say, well, you know, XYZ team is ready to pay me 145. Then the Don will match that. That's no problem. If you could get that from somebody, Don will match it. But nobody's going to offer him a contract to play 60 games for $200 million. It's not going to happen. Not even more than 145, really. It's not going to happen. 140 is probably close to the market. Siakam, who's way more, I'm going to look at Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam, who's way more available than OG Anunoby, has been all NBA, Pascal Siakam. He just got $189 million over 4 seasons. That's about 45, 46 million a year. OG is probably, again, he's not as dependable as Pascal. So he's not going to get the same money as Pascal. See? So Pascal really just set the market for OG. 189 point whatever. Over his career, Pascal Siakam has played, again, 8 seasons. He's played 551 games in 8 seasons, somewhere around 70 games a year. That's a big difference from 60. Okay? Plus, he helped his team get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay? So with that, that's a whole different thing than OG. So Pascal just set the market at $189 million. There's nobody in the 30 teams that would ever offer OG anything more than that, and they won't even offer him more than 145. Because of his injury history. So what's going on right now, he don't have the Knicks by the balls. This is a business relationship. It's a business. And this is a business relationship. He knows he's going to re-sign with the Knicks. That's no problem. But what he wants to do is see if he can squeeze more dollars out of him, as any player would. So he wants to see what somebody else might offer me on another team. No team is going to be stupid enough to say, whoa, we're going to throw 180 million at you. No, they're not going to do that because everybody's going to wreck their salary structure for a guy that's worth 60 games per year. That's the reality. So all things being equal, if 10 teams out there would pay him, they're all going to pay him $140 million. Therefore, he's going to end up back in New York, which is probably what they agreed to do before the deal, because the Don not stupid. No, the only things that's stupid are people on Twitter. Aside from that, the Don and the Knicks ain't stupid. So that's all that's going on right now. He's trying to see, when it says test the market, what that means is, can I get more than 140 million from somebody? And if I can get an offer like that, it's almost like a restricted, even though he's not, but it's like a restricted free agent situation. So go ahead, here's your qualifying offer. Go see if somebody's going to pay you more than that, and then we'll match it. That's all. It's very simple. It's not like they're going to lose RJ and IQ for nothing. It's not like he's got the Knicks by the balls. No. It's a business relationship. He's just trying to see what else he could squeeze out of it. The Knicks already know it. The Don ain't stupid. He know his market value. He know what OG is worth. Everybody else does too. Y'all enjoy Juneteenth. Sure.